Welcome back to the stream. We are live once again for day 2 of Work With Me at 5 a.m. This is a series that I'm starting. It's a new series where you'll be able to work with me on different projects that I'm working on. Today I'm going to be vibe coding ViewCreator, but we're going to be going for the next 90 minutes. I'm going to be locked in, focused, and you guys can feel free to work with me. Feel free to watch along to learn a little bit about my active, natural workflow. But yeah, let's go, guys. We got progress to make. So welcome to the stream, and let's get it going. In the code base, I have a database, API, and UI. And right now I need to think through the logic of allowing users to be able to submit testimonials or reviews. Think deeply about this. And when I think about users submitting a review, I think that it should be optional for them to upload a profile image. Also, they should rate it 1 to 5 stars, and there should be a place for them to make comments. It should be a requirement for them to do a star rating, and it should be optional for them to provide text feedback in their rating. So all in all, a rating should consist of an optional profile image, optional text content, and a required rating. Yeah, Friday's launch day 35. So we've got still a decent amount. I have some stuff on my mind that I definitely want to do, like this rating system, and then we still have some stuff to do on the site. I'm thinking that we actually won't have time to drop in demo videos before Friday. So essentially Friday is going to be our launch to early adopters, and then October 1st is when we're going to plan to kind of have a completed website. So I'm going to take out all these demo sections here. I have a couple of them, And I definitely want the demo sections because I think that's going to help with conversions. But until I actually can get those demos made and they're quality videos, I'm not going to worry about them. You need to update the database, API, and front end to create this logic. I want the reviews to be... where should the reviews even be? All right, one thing from yesterday that did get a little bit messed up was our sidebar. Like, if you guys check this out, if I go to, let's go to Platform Tools. So this is a long page, and you guys can see that the sidebar, it isn't actually fixed on the left-hand side. It should be fixed. I can literally scroll down all the way down here, and there's no sidebar. The sidebar should always stay. The scrolling should essentially only affect the main region here. The sidebar should be fixed in full width. So let's drop in an image here. Also, something that we need to do right now is we definitely need to set up MCPs with Codex, and I actually don't know how to do that, so let's learn real quick how to set up an MCP with Codex. How do I set up MCP with Codex? Okay. Yeah, I think so. Let's test it out. No MCP. I think if you go into settings though. Oh, I'm not even in Codex. Hold up. Oh yeah. Okay. J35. Sorry, I forgot that you don't miss. So that's my fault for doubting you for a second. I forgot that you don't miss. Sam Stone, yeah, so we've got a lot of tabs open right now because essentially I actually have a new Codex workflow, and yesterday I kind of discovered it. So I'm gonna make a YouTube video on this today. So I'm gonna stream until 6:30 a.m. my time. Right now it's 5:10. So I'm gonna go for essentially 80 more minutes about. But then after that, I'm gonna make a video showing you guys my new workflow with Codex that I discovered, because I think this is probably the best vibe coding workflow that I've ever had. So I'm gonna share that in a YouTube video today. We're just gonna keep on grinding, guys. You guys can tell it's like, hey, the YouTube channel is blowing up, and when you have something like this, it is rare, and I think when you see progress in whatever you're doing in life, you just have to keep it going, like no matter what. You just have to lock in and say, hey, not everybody has these opportunities. Like not everybody has the opportunity to essentially have a build in public series that ends up being successful. Not everybody has the opportunity to launch a product like ViewCreator onto the market. And I'm just happy that I had that opportunity. And yes, I've worked for those opportunities, and I now have worked for that. But the thing is I just am very happy about it. J35 said there is status in review now in Codex CLI. Yeah, I saw the review. I mean, I have this right here. So literally I don't know what you guys think of this, but I have this mcp.json, right? And do I just drop in this mcp.json into my codex? The Chrome Developer Console MCP they announced? Okay. Alright, Sam Stone. J35, I'm going to check that out here in a second because you don't miss, so I'll check that out. Sam Stone said, random one, I heard you mention before you get up at 5 a.m., do you get straight up to the IDE? Do you not need to wake up beforehand? I don't need a ton of time to wake up. So for example, this morning I woke up at 4:30 and I had some time to just jump in the shower real quick, just so that I wasn't all had bedhead and stuff, and then grabbed a cup of coffee, and then now I'm here. All right, so let's check this out. So J35 says the Chrome Developer Console. Literally wake up, immediately start streaming. Just start streaming in bed. Like, hey guys, just woke up. What if the stream started before, what if there was a camera in my room, the stream starts before my alarm even goes off? Alright, so we're figuring out how to add in. Alright, so this is going to write to my home folder, so I'm going to run this command here. So I can run this anywhere. So let's run that, and then this. Whoa. All right. I don't want to like give away any environment variable keys or anything. So. All right. Pass this in now. Okay, thanks J35. All right, so it says your global codex config file is open. Now you just add an MCP server section to it. Append this to the bottom of the codex config. All right. All right, let's add this. All right, let's get this working here. I want the reviews to be able to be All right, so we're gonna do that. And then also that makes me think of something. We need to get surveys going. So something when I worked at Bright Choice and was running that company is I had a marketing team, and the marketing team would tell me, they would say, hey, we really want you to create a survey after sign up so that we can figure out where these people are coming from. So we want to create a survey. It doesn't look like there's any survey components just by, looking here. Or testimonials? No, that's a testimonials section. All right, so let's create new. Create a new component. Let's see if you can actually drop images into 21st Dev. Look at this, 81 out of 100 credits. 21st Dev is actually pretty expensive. Okay. All right, use Cursor and run this command. What do you mean, J35? All right, let's go over. We created a new sign up component, so now I can go over to start free trial. I really like this component, so I'm gonna screenshot it and drop it into 21st century, because this is kind of what I want our testimonials to look like. But you actually can't paste that in. Oh. Okay, thank you, J35. I'll run that. All right, do it here. All right, so basically right here, we can paste this in. Thank you, J35. Okay, so you can put this here. And I'm gonna say, review this conversation and output the complete codex config.toml file that I need. Oh, still processing. Review this and output the entirety of the... What is going on with my Whisper Flow this morning? All right, looks good. All right, so we're gonna create that survey component there. J35 said you can also ask Cursor to fix the TOLML file for you, okay? Okay. Wait, one problem that I see though is why did, when I open up that config TOML file, why did it, like you can see that this is the that config TOML file. Why did it not include, you know, that top stuff? Let's actually just have Codex add this to itself. I'll try that again. Wait, I think it already can be edited here. Oh wait, I already opened it up. Alright, wait, I already got it done. Alright, so let's see now if we run this again. You know what happens. So let's do a Control X, get out of here, and list this again. So yeah, we did add it successfully. So I just gave it to Cursor and it did it. Okay. All right, we got it. We got it. So now the only question is, does it actually work? I like this one. Tiny Risk said, have you tried markdown plan files for each feature, right? Intent, main task you want to accomplish, steps to implement. Basically, it's a relationship between intent, the task you want to be done, versus LLM capabilities, what the LLM understands and can implement, versus the response. It's a good point. Second tip, the context management. Just like you have UI components, think about context components, local mini context. That way you save tokens. Yeah, it's great points. If you guys are watching and haven't already liked the stream and subscribed, make sure you do so. I'm gonna implement this survey here into the UI, just picking from a different variant. I like this variant the most. Would you update the icons for Google, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, X, and oh man, my Whisper Flow is not working correctly this morning. I don't know why. All right, give me 1 second, guys. I'm gonna use the restroom real quick. I'll be right back. Also, I'm gonna get another cup of coffee, but I'll be back. All right, guys, I'm back. J35 says pair speech is better. I'm happy with Whisper right now. All right, let's see here. Perfect TypeScript. We can fix that in-app for sure, but all right, so let's integrate this. So I'm gonna copy this prompt and I'm gonna go over, I'm gonna cd into the ViewCreator UI. Drop the prompt in. Whoa. Forgot to go into Codex. Looks like we have an error. All right, let's try this. All right, fix that. So now let's copy the prompt. All right, this is gonna be a pretty big thing here. So we'll put that there. All right. All right, something we need to do is let's go over to our database here. And let's run npm migration run. Looks like it all ran successfully. So rating has got to be greater than 1, less than 5. All right, rating, context, profile image. That looks good. All right. Yeah, J35, I like that. But also think through it, you know, if we launch on Friday and on Saturday and Sunday, you know, we have people using it. I want people that are using it on Saturday and Sunday to also leave reviews. Zakane said 9 Codex CLIs. Yeah, no, I guess it's 9 of them. Not all of them are running Codex right now, but I've got 9 terminals open. Tiny Wrist said you have 26,000 characters in that prompt. He's meaning this one here. And what his point was is you should ask the LLM to review in depth. I assume this will be done many times during development. There's a way to compress from 26,000 characters. Yeah, that's a very, so what he's saying is, hey, if you have a prompt that big, you know, which you do, when you're using 21st Dev, you have these super large prompts. But, you know, we'll see. We're working on a couple different things right now. What was this one working on again? Is this the one that's working on the, this is working on the survey, right? Yeah, this is working on the survey. So this one's working on this survey here. Something else that we need to do is if we go to the homepage of the website, the light mode for the animation is different. So we need to fix that. If you guys are watching and haven't already liked and subscribed, make sure you do so. Tiny Wrist said, for example, think through logic in an API route. You just store this, think through somewhere. That way you can load it if you need it again. Yeah. Yeah, we're just going to keep improving our workflow. All right, now I want to update this this here. Like, for example, this is pretty cool. All right, so for the AI agents page, we're actually gonna use this little 3D robot animation just because I think it's cool. Thanks, Tiny Risks. So Kane, I have 2 cups of coffee, so I drink 2 cups of coffee in about the first hour that I'm up. And then I don't drink anymore. I think if you drink more coffee, like for example, if I drank a cup of coffee at 12 in the afternoon, it kind of ruins your day, because what happens is your body is like dependent then on that, you know, on that 12 p.m. cup of coffee. So I try and keep it to just 2 cups in the morning. That's something that my dad taught me. He said, hey, don't be drinking a bunch of coffee during the day, because it just makes it so that you need more. Like, have a nice morning routine with coffee, but then that's it. J35 said that in 21st Dev, there is a creators section too, where you can visit top creators like ShadCN and get their components too. Oh wow, that's awesome. So is it in like community or something? I don't see that. All right, we need to try light mode. So what I was doing is there were 2 different animations for light mode and dark mode. Looks like light mode is not working. All right, we're gonna test the MCPs that we set up. So I'm gonna say use Playwright to launch the website and see it on both light mode and dark mode and compare the hero section on both to see how on light mode the animation is not working the same as in dark mode. All right, so let's see if it can actually use the Playwright MCP. We tried to get this set up. We'll see if it actually works though. J35 said, also inspiration is good on 21st dev. It's in beta though. Yeah, it's very true. MC Naveen said, I wanted to do this for a very long time. What do you mean? Man, it says operation not permitted. Javier said, how do you have multiple agents working on the same code base? Doesn't the Git become a mess or one agent's overlap into another's work? Yeah, so that's something that you have to be careful of. You know, that's a user skill thing. So for example, you just have to be mindful of where the agents are working in the code base. And like this one, for example, is doing some debugging in areas in the API that are not associated with any of the other agents' work. So I know that, hey, this agent is going to go in, it's going to fix bugs in the API that are not related to any other code that's going on. And this one's updating the home hero section of the website. And this one over here, this one's updating it's building out like the agents page so that it uses this like cool animation that we found on 21st dev. So that one's working on that. This one was working on, what even was this? This one has been not run. Oh, this one was building out the, it was the survey logic in the API. Or no, the review logic. This one was working on the review logic, and then this one was working on the survey logic. So now I had this one summarize what it did, and then now okay, now we'll pass this one in here, and I'm gonna say this is a summary of how another agent built the UI for surveys. After sign up, I now need you to review its work. Go to the front end survey page to inspect how it works, and then update the database and API to hook up this new logic correctly. All right, send that off. MC Naveen said, I built something and launched MVP. That's awesome. If you guys are watching, haven't already liked and subscribed, make sure you do so. What do you guys think about the new series that we're doing, Work With Me at 5 a.m.? Because the reason I'm doing this is because I have to go to school today. So around like 8, I have to leave for pretty much most of the day. I get to work a little bit at school, but not a ton. So I have to make up for it in the mornings and at night. Javier said, very cool. When you look at your Git changes or when doing a commit, do you have any tips on how to separate each other's work to do proper commits? Yeah, there is a way. So I'm kind of new to Codex actually. So I'm going to be doing a video showing how my initial workflow looks, but I think that this is going to be my new vibe coding workflow, just because it's actually a lot better than having just one cursor window open and working in one cursor window. So for example, right now, I'm working on multiple agents, and what I've learned is that these Codex agents can run for longer and build more properly working features than just a cursor tab. Cursor runs, let's say you have a chat that runs for like a couple minutes and then it stops. These chats will run for up to an hour, if you have something that's really difficult, and usually it does a really good job. MC Naveen said, where do you go to school? I go to Purdue University, so yeah, I know I've explained my story here a couple times, but essentially I went to Purdue University to study finance, and while I was there I taught myself software engineering and vibe coding, and I dropped out to start an online therapy platform, and we scaled the platform to 30 therapists. I wrote 2 million lines of code in under 6 months, and had a really good team there. Worked there for over a year, and then I decided to move on from that opportunity and to pursue, other opportunities. But I decided to go back and finish my degree since I only had like a couple credit hours left. So I was like, I might as well finish the degree now, so I don't have to go back later in life. And I was so close that it didn't make any sense to not finish it, if that makes sense. So. MC Naveen said he got admit from ASU for Masters in Software Engineering. That's awesome. Yeah, ASU, that's a crazy school, man. Congratulations, that's awesome. Oh, yeah. Yeah, the visa approval stuff is a totally different game. I worked with a couple people that were on visas, and, it makes things a lot harder if you're not a United States citizen. Okay, this agent actually did not understand what I wanted it to do. So it did create this, right? You see that? You guys see this? But it created it in the component itself. Zishan said, I am new in this field. Let me know where I can start. So the best place to start is just to start building stuff. So right now you can see I have a bunch of Codex windows open, and I have multiple AI agents running. I would recommend getting Codex, which you can just use with a normal ChatGPT Plus plan, and start trying it out. J35 said you can start by subscribing to the channel. That is true. You'll learn a lot here just by, what I try and do is, I've mentioned this on the channel before, but I don't see myself as a content creator. I see myself as a software engineer, entrepreneur, vibe coder, whatever you want to call it, first, and then the content creation comes second. I don't want to spend a bunch of time creating the best YouTube videos of all time or the best, live streams of all time. Instead, I more so just want, I want to do this really well and just share it organically, if that makes sense. Okay, so it does look like we got Playwright working here. You guys can see that this Codex is saying that's displaying screenshot files, which is really cool. So we did get that working. Thanks, J35. Tiny Wrist said, good start. Think of the quote. Am I prompting it wrong, or did I reach the LM capabilities? The Goldilocks zone is in between that space. Yeah, that's very true. Yeah, you got to push the limits for sure. If you guys are watching and haven't already liked and subscribed, make sure you do so. I think we're gonna hit 2,900 subs today, so pretty cool that yesterday was our best day ever for the YouTube channel. I think we gained, you can look it up, but just pretty cool to see all the growth. But yesterday, let's actually get a count real quick, because I haven't. Yeah, check this out. So here's the analytics, and yesterday was we gained, let's see, 125 subs in a day, which is the most that we've ever gained in a day. There's been a couple other good days, like this one, 108, 114, but yesterday, 125. So pretty exciting stuff, guys. Thank you so much for the support. Yeah, I use Git for version control, Chris. Still not really understanding what I'm trying to say, but look at this animation. That is pretty cool. Yeah, I mean, that's badass. Okay. All right, let's just make sure that this still works. We just updated a bunch of stuff. Good. All right, so here's the write a review here. So one of our agents was working on this. So write a review allows you to do a star rating here. So let's give it 4 stars. Actually, definitely want to update this. And we're going to use 21st Century to actually pass in a prompt to create here. So let's go up to create new. And I'm going to say... I'm gonna actually ask this. What was this one working on? Was this one? I'm gonna say. Let's launch a new one. This one, let's just cd out into the repo, and then launch Codex. And for this one, I'm gonna say, take a look at the configuration of reviews and provide a summary for how this is set up and configured. For example, the fields that the user enters to submit a review. Guys, I think Whisperflow is bugging out today. And I'm not sure why. Yeah, Frosty, you can see the keyword research is in day... We were working on it, I think, day 34. That sounds about right. But we're going to keep working on it. All right, so we're gonna have to run a migration again here. Let's do yes, confirm this. All right, what's going on here? Let's do yes here. All right, so we are going to have to run a migration. So let's launch another terminal here. Show you guys what it looks like to run a migration. So you just cd into the database. And then you run an npm migration run command. Get that run. Worked correctly, nice. So now let's check out the dashboard. tiny risks. I totally agree. The issue is that, you know, with some of these prompts, we have so much stuff going on. You know, we're trying to do, you know, certain things, and at some point we just have to let the AI do its thing. All right, we're gonna have to launch another service here. Yeah, J35. Gotta make that pro plan worth it. Yaman, what do you mean? Alright, so here's the animation that I came up with. It's, wait, no. Wait, let's switch this to always, because this keeps asking me for stuff. Okay, there we go. Now the problem that we have is it's overlaying. I think it's going to integrate it already, but just in case I do have a prompt ready to fix it. We'll see here. Yeah, I think it'll fix it. Alright, let's go back to the agent page here and see if that worked. Agents. Not yet. Still working here. Alright, I'm going to copy this. And I'm actually gonna Alright, so now can our okay, this needs to be fixed, but if you guys haven't already liked and subscribed, make sure you do so. So after I finish up this live stream, I'm gonna make a video essentially going over my new Codex workflow, because obviously we do have a bit of a new workflow. You know, for you guys that have been watching me now for a while, you know, the workflow evolves and you need to be okay with you know, changing things up. I don't really like this. But yeah, you know what's interesting is that GPT-5 Codex is actually, you know, so much better that it's just smart to have multiple agents working at the same time that you're managing. Chris Tickner said, how do you deploy? Are you using Docker? Yeah, so I use Docker, And hey, with the front end, you just have, you know, an Amplify service that's serving the front end since we use Next. And then on the back end, you use Docker and you use ECS to spin up a bunch of services and tasks. Will Rylands asked, do you have any prior coding knowledge? Yeah, so I started programming when I was a teenager. And then when I got into college, I started getting a lot more serious about it. Yeah, I got really serious about it in college. But yeah, guys, we're going to hit 2,900 subscribers today. Right now, we're only 8 subs away. It's just crazy. I mean, if you guys look at the past 90 days, past 365, I mean, we are up like a rocket ship. It's insane. So obviously, we're going somewhere, guys. I'm not going to stop anytime soon. I think you guys have probably been able to tell that pretty much I work a lot. I like what I do. I love it. You know, and I think that if you're doing something that you love, nothing's ever going to hold you back, because it doesn't even feel like work. So thank you guys for, you know, supporting and giving me the ability to do that, because it means the world. Frosty said, hey, where can I watch your research of keywords before development? Yeah, Frosty, I think it's the day 34 stream, day 35 stream, and it's kind of blended across those 2 streams. But I'll probably do more keyword research at some point, so if you just also, not in today's stream, but we will be doing more of that, obviously, because it's an ongoing thing. Okay, J35 asked, can we see your usage? Yeah, let's check out the usage right now. All right, let's pull this up. All right, here's the usage. So, I mean, you know what's crazy is that between yesterday and today, we did spend about $20. So I feel like I'm getting good use out of the Pro plan. Here's all the, we can expand it so you guys can see it. But yeah, I mean, $42, and yesterday it was at $23, so that does mean that we spent $20 between today and yesterday. So I think we're getting good use out of the Pro plan, because if we had the Plus plan, we would probably be hitting limitations right now, because you know, we would. So having the Pro plan, you know, opens that up for sure. Will Ryland said, that's cool, man. I just joined since I saw you on my YouTube algorithm. I'm from Australia. How have any of your projects done? Made more than 100K? Yeah, no, none of the projects have made more than 100K right now. We're at like $51 in revenue, but I expect that this project, once we launch, it's going to do pretty well. All right, this is working now, and if I go here and I scroll down, you guys can see that that sidebar is now fixed. So that worked really well. Firefox. Something was using Firefox. One of these agents was using Firefox. I don't know which one, but one of them. All right, we don't want reviews to be its own page. Oh, geez. Javier said, have you tried Claude Code? It's literally the same workflow as you would have, but curious how you would do on Opus. Yeah, I'm not a big Claude fan anymore. The GPT models are much more cost effective, and especially with Codex, I think that they've just done a terrific job with Codex. All right, so if I go to settings, is a review there? Ability to leave a review. All right, I'm gonna use the restroom real quick, guys. I'll be right back. If you haven't already liked and subscribed, make sure you do so. Be right back. Sam Stone said, I feel like a lot of people have lost trust in Claude because of the recent performance issues. Yeah, I barely use Claude anymore. I think that OpenAI has really taken the cake. For sure. Looks like a 500 error. Fix that. Guys, I wanted to share something with you that I haven't shared yet on the channel before. So a funny story is that, you know, something about me, you can probably tell, but I've always been into like business and entrepreneurship and creating things. And when I was younger, when I was about, I think it was like 15 maybe. So I was 15 years old. So this was 8 years ago. I was really into like this game called Madden Mobile. And I don't know if you guys have heard of it, but Madden Mobile used to be like really popular. And it's essentially Madden, but for your phone, obviously, Madden Mobile. And pretty much with Madden Mobile, I was really into it, and I was also really good at it. So I started like posting some YouTube videos, and basically in a month, I was able to get my channel up to like 2,000 subscribers in a month for Madden Mobile, or maybe it was 2 months, but yeah, 2,000 subscribers. And then I gave up on it because I was 15 and like I didn't really, I mean, Madden Mobile, the way it works is it's like for the first couple months, it was really popular. And then as the season went on, it would like become less popular. But I had a YouTube channel that I gained a pretty decent following on. And you know, this channel is now bigger than that channel was. And I think that's just cool, you know, because now I'm doing something that's just a lot more, you know, like this is pretty sick. Man, that pricing page update that we did was really good yesterday. 10, 30, 100, and then enterprise. Really happy with that. We did a good job on that yesterday. Tiny Wrist said, right-click, inspect element, provide class name of, say, have button, text on single line. Yeah. So you can do inspect element here. Just copy this. What happens if I paste this in? Okay, we'll start doing that more. That's a good strategy. Right now it's working, but if it doesn't get it, we'll do that. Yusuf just said, what's your app about, brother? So ViewCreator, you're able to launch viral campaigns in hours instead of weeks. So right now we're updating a lot of stuff, so I can't show you a great demo. But pretty much you're going to be able to create social media content using AI. So for example, we have a bunch of different tools. So for content creators, they can use a YouTube transcript generator, a YouTube thumbnail generator, an Instagram bio generator, all sorts of stuff. And essentially on our platform, it's going to integrate best practices. So for example, we have a YouTube title generator, and something about YouTube is that if you want to perform well, if you want your videos to go viral and get more views, you have to integrate keywords into your video's copy. So what we're gonna do is we have right now it's in like kind of a beta YouTube title generator, but we'll add in a part of the YouTube title generation process that actually takes your prompt, searches the space to find what keywords are trending that have high volume, low competition, and then is able to create a YouTube title based off of that. So it's going to be really powerful for creators that are trying to grow their audience and make it really easy for singular creators to do much better. Also, if you guys haven't already liked and subscribed, make sure you do so. Today I'm going to be going through, I'm going to probably post a video. I'm going to make it here soon after I finish up the stream. But then it's going to post around 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time today of basically a breakdown of my new Codex workflow. So it's going to be pretty cool stuff today coming through. Okay, there we go. That does look a lot better. It's like fixed to the right though. Javier, what's gonna make it go viral is that it's gonna have those things integrated into it. Like there's a difference between using ChatGPT and asking it to generate a YouTube title versus using ViewCreator, and it has a step in it that takes what you gave it and then looks for the keywords in the space to find which keywords you should use for the title and then generates the title. Like, for example, I had a video that got like close to 3,000 views. Usually I get about like 500, but this one got 3,000, which is, you know, a 600% increase. And it was just because I used a trending, high volume, low competition keyword in the title. Oh, guys, we got the, that's awesome. Let's go. We actually did get the animation working on the light mode now, which is what this was working on this whole time. So that's great that that works. So now I'm going to say, now take a look at the content section of the hero. I don't like how it has the white background div and so much text. Simplify it and make it rest on the page without such an ugly div that makes it stick out. All right, we got some issues here in the dashboard, and those are stemming from this agent working over here because essentially it's we had a bunch of API updates. We need to update the front end client as well, and we're still working on those updates because essentially we were attaching the user ID in some of our client requests. So instead of using, for example, the API to have an auth guard that grabs the user ID out of the JWT. So essentially how this works is in your API, you know, I know a lot of people, this is like pretty common sense for most programmers, but just for anybody that doesn't know how this works. So when you have a front end, your front end should not hold like sensitive information in it, like user IDs, right? It should for like user state purposes. But for example, when you make a request to an API, the API should handle the authentication. So there should essentially be an auth guard in front of your API routes that is able to take in the JWT token that's included in the request and is able to decode it and grab the user ID out of the JWT token that was attached to the request. And the only way to generate a JWT token is by successfully logging in and essentially verifying yourself. So what we were doing is we were actually sending our user ID in some places, like you can see here, credit service get template jobs, and then it passed in the user ID, and it's changing that to just credit service get template jobs without the user ID passed in. So you can see here that essentially what this is doing is it's updating it so that user IDs aren't sent from the front end request. It's only, we already updated the API so that it has those off guards, but we did have to fix that. So just something cool to note. Yeah, this is looking great. We still are gonna have some bugs here in the back end that need to be fixed, but oh wow, that looks a lot better now. Oh my gosh, that's amazing. Oh, let's go. Look at that. Thanks, Tiny Risks. Tiny Risks is a smart, I can tell Tiny Risks is pretty smart. He's been giving me some tips. All right, so this doesn't actually integrate light mode or dark mode. So I'm gonna say come up with a plan to accomplish this. Use Playwright to see how it responds currently and create a robust plan for updates. If you guys are watching and haven't already liked and subscribed, make sure you do so. We are 6 subscribers away from 2,900, so it looks like we're gonna hit 2,900 today, which puts us up. We're gonna hit 3,000 here in the next couple days, which is just incredible. I can't believe it. So this one's going for 18 minutes, and this is a huge difference about Codex that that essentially Cursor doesn't have, is that Codex will run for like 20 minutes, which is just absolutely insane. Dane said, good morning, bro. Are you having a good morning thus far? Yeah, I'm having a great morning. Super productive morning. I've been up since 4:30 and I've been streaming for about the past 90 minutes, I think. Gonna have a great day. What about you? I wonder if we can fix this in another chat. Maybe it already knew what needed to be fixed, hopefully. We'll see. We'll keep it in this agent, just because this agent knows what it updated, so we'll keep it there for now. Dane said that he's going to have a fun day. He's playing with Codex and having it build a camera app for the blind. I also like your app idea. I wonder if your ViewCreator app will be screen reader accessible. Yeah, we need to do that. Right now it's not. Maybe let's actually review the front end application and think deeply about how we could make this screen reader accessible. All right, so we'll have it planned here for that. But yeah, that's a good point, Dane. Let's see, just entered a prompt here. We'll see what we can do. All right, guys, so like I said, I'm gonna make a YouTube video today about my new Codex workflow, and I need to do that right now since I'm gonna have to go to school here soon. So I'm gonna wrap up this live stream. Thanks for tuning in again. I'll be live again tomorrow at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time for day, 37? But that's gonna wrap up this morning's stream. We got a lot done in a short amount of time. Obviously, I'm gonna be working off stream and getting a lot of stuff done. Hope you guys will too today. Make it a great day, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.